The Minnesota Vikings dominate the Houston Texans 34-7. A prediction everybody and their grandmother saw coming. And the performance that we need to highlight the most is quarterback, not Mr. Stephon Diggs or Davis Mills or the Minnesota Vikings backup quarterback. What's his name? I tried to look at ESPN. I can't think of it. Nick Mullins.
No, that's for Nick. Yeah, Nick Mullins or Jaron Hall.
We're talking about Sam Darnold. We're not talking about Sam Mitchell. We're talking about Sam Darnold. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a QBR rating of 119.2, 17 for 28, 181 yards. Jacob, Sam Darnold could not have performed better than he did today.
Yeah, he's the epitome of the ultimate game manager right now, and that's not like an insult. He is.
Right. I never understood why that is such a knock on a player.
Well, because everyone wants their quarterback to be Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar. You know, these game breaker types. Like, that's the most fun thing. So then game manager becomes kind of a diss, right? It's like they can't just do it by themselves.
Totally.
Well, I mean, what? Again, 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 guys in a given week can kind of do it on their own, so to speak. So it's kind of a moot point in that. No, I was just looking at stats. I mean, just for perspective, so he's at 8 touchdowns and 2 picks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, he had 1 pick against the 49ers and 1 pick against the Giants.
Yep. And so he, let's see, he's 1 touchdown away from his New York Jets 2020 total of 9. When he played 12 games. He's 1 away from his Panthers season where he was 9 touchdowns and 13 picks. He's 1 away from matching that season total. And yeah, he's already, I mean, he's doing pretty good. Best start to his career by a long margin.
Do you think his former coaches, I think it was like Adam Gase from the Jets, Matt Rule from the Carolina Panthers, can't really include Kyle Shanahan on that list because they had Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
But do you think Adam Gase and Matt Rule, watching Sam Darnold's success with the Minnesota Vikings, get a little butthurt or offended by it?
No, because they both are out of the league. Actually, I don't know. Is Gase still like a coordinator somewhere?
I don't know where he is. Who knows?
Because Rule's the Nebraska coach, right?
Right. Yeah.
And he's doing fine. He's found his niche. College is where he's supposed to be. He was successful there, sucked here, and then successful back in college. But I don't even know. Yeah, Gase does even have a job anywhere.
He says he hasn't coached since being fired by the Jets. So his inability to get the most out of Sam Darnold really hurt the rest of his career.
Well, and I would say like just the whole team, right? He was awful for his entire tenure. So, no, it's fun to watch. Darnold is doing, and the one thing worth mentioning too is the amount of love they have for Darnold, if that's the right word. Them being the team and the coaching staff
and the fans.
And the fans now too, of course. They've fully bought in, like we talked about.
I love Sam Darnold. I knew he would be good. I was not asking for J.J. McCarthy all last season or trading him. I knew he would be successful.
And he had that little kind of calf bruise or whatever it ended up being from Daniil Hunter hitting him low, and you would have thought somebody was dead the way that the crowd was all sad, and then he comes out for the next snap and
let's go. We're back.
Crowd doing a standing ovation for the guy. So, I mean, the team is there's some locker room footage from last week. There was tears from everyone of how proud they were of Darnold and whatnot, and how whatever he is as a person, he has got that locker room around the palm of his hand, right, or in the palm of his hand, where everybody is all in on this guy. And now the fans are too at this point, and it's fun to watch. Yeah.
And I'm going to say a bold thing here.
It's unlike you.
I'm feeling a little Brett Favrean from Sam Darnold. The way he is throwing the football, when he throws the ball, I have complete trust in Sam Darnold. And he's a little gunslingery. He gets a little risque at times, like a little flip-a-dee-doo-dah to Aaron Jones. A little risky. A little in the red zone. You don't want to do that.
No.
Pretty close to a fumble. But he was lights out in the red zone, a touchdown pass to Johnny Munt, Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, Jalen Naylor. And you see guys like Sam Darnold always settle for field goals. You know, not saying that he's going to be like this throughout the entire season, but you never see a guy like Darnold perform as high as they are in the red zone. You don't even see a pat. I mean, today was a little. You're not going to see that all season. What's the word I'm looking for?
They were
Today
like
was
hyper efficient. Like they were like, is it possible to be that efficient? Yeah.
Mahomes isn't even that efficient. So today is a little
an anomaly. An anomaly.
Yeah. It's a little anomaly. It's a little anomaly. We're not going to see this all season from Sam Darnold, but the fact that we saw it on Sunday against the Texans was amazing and incredible. I still can't believe the performance that he put together against that team.
Yeah, like I said, it was a masterclass in how to play quarterback in the system. Hitting throws when he needed to. There's a couple big throws, and a couple where Jefferson dropped 2 third down, plays that neither. Well, the first throw was like Jefferson just completely dropped it. The second one was a smidge wide.
The one-handed.
It was kind of a hard
that was a tough one.
Make, but
yep.
I mean, but again, Darnold's doing everything that they could possibly want him to do. He's hitting throws when he needs to. Again, we talked about it last week, but that Jalen Naylor throw, you might not see a better throw all season by Sam Darnold than that one last week on that 3rd and 9 or whatever it was when he hit Naylor up the seam. So he's showing he can hit long ball. He can do the short stuff. He can throw the screens. He's also very elusive in the pocket. I think
he's quicker than he looks.
Compared to Kirk, I mean, Kirk was okay at kind of skirting around and dodging stuff, but he was stiff. And Darnold has, how many sacks has he kind of like high-stepped his way out of and wiggled out of? And he moves around really good back there, and that saved us a little bit too, where we've, not gotten some sacks that we probably should have or would have had it been like a Kirk Cousins type guy. So
Sam Darnold targeting past the sticks today. 11 for 14, 122 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Not bad.
I mean, you can't you can't ask for anything better than that. And now we're starting to get into the territory where it's like, we're all begging and hoping that J.J. McCarthy would start week 1. Well, then he gets hurt. And now Sam Darnold, now the door is open for a potential contract extension mid-season. Or he tries to wait it out and play the risque game of signing a big contract with another team that wants the quarterback. But at this point in time, I would think that would be pretty mutual between Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings to get a contract done. One, it secures the long-term stability for Sam Darnold. We're not talking about 5 years or 6 years. We're talking about like a 2-year contract extension. Yeah. Right. It secures him long-term after playing well for 3 games. And for the Minnesota Vikings, it's like, J.J. McCarthy still has not played an NFL snap, so is he going to be ready for week 1 next year?
Yeah, no, they're going to have a decision on their hands. I'm sure they're having these conversations already. I would imagine they're still going to lean, depending on, I mean, it's hard, right? There's still a line somewhere, but I would imagine they'd still lean that J.J. McCarthy route, right? You invest a first-round pick. It's just the nature of the beast, right? But at some point, Darnold, if whatever our record keeps going up to be and whatever the stats that Darnold keeps putting together, at some point, you can't let Darnold go. We'll just that depends where that point is for the Minnesota Vikings and Kwesi Dafamensa.
Right. And a part of Sam Darnold's big success, and this is why it's risky to sign with another team this offseason by going to the Giants or going to the Raiders, whatever, some crappy team that is in need of a quarterback. Panthers. Great example. Part of his success this year has been because the defense has been so good, giving him short fields like C.J. Stroud's first throw of the game. After the first play of the game was a holding call, so it didn't count. But then his first throw of the game bounces off Harrison Phillips' hand, goes right into the hands of Hill, and touchdown play a few plays later. It's like a part of his success has been the defense putting him in great spots. So I'm going to be fascinated when the Vikings at some point get down this season. Can Sam Darnold play from behind?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but hopefully that time comes again. Hopefully when when Addison is back and when Hawkins is back, and everybody's healthy and good to go, and that makes a big difference. Because I would imagine if we're in a comeback scenario, that keying on Jefferson's going to be, I won't say easy because apparently it's impossible. Because I mean, how many times is he just running across? Like, it'll be. And granted, it's good blocking, right? So it'll be like if on the plays where it's 4 or 5 seconds of time, someone's gonna be open. Like, it's tough to cover that long. But I swear, every time Darnold's just sitting in the pocket,
just streaking across the middle of
and
the
then all of
field.
a sudden you see a 15-yard throw, and you're like, oh, I wonder who that's gonna be too. And Jefferson's there with nobody within like 15 yards. You're like, how is it not just double, two guys just following him everywhere? But
They
don't
don't have the scouting report on him. I
they
guess.
don't know what's going on yet.
They don't know how valuable he is to the Minnesota Vikings offense.
But it also, I mean, obviously, it speaks to how good Jefferson truly is too, and how good we're blocking to give Darnold the time to find, Jefferson on those longer kind of drag routes and stuff like that.
Yeah, and part of the blocking is also because the unpredictability of the Minnesota Vikings offense with Aaron Jones as the running back that sets up the play action, which Sam Darnold has been phenomenal on this year. And you'll hear it time after time after time. Oh, the play action sets up the pass, or the run sets up the pass. You set up the play action. But it's extra with Sam Darnold because of the type of quarterback that he's been throughout his entire career.
Absolutely. You are correct.
So anyway, that's the podcast on Sam Darnold. Jacob, thank you as always for delivering the goods. And thank you, listeners, for listening. Hit that subscribe button right there. And thank you for making this podcast a part of your day.